We start a new chapter in the continued development agenda of this great state.
Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Gateway Diary. I am Victoria Oniaye. As usual, we'll bring you up to speed with some of the developmental projects and initiatives that have been shaping the success story of the Prince Dapo Abiodun administration in Ogun State over the past 6 years and how these projects have been impacting lives. These are the highlights of what to expect today. Following the rising cost of fuel and scarcity of the commodity across the country, Governor Dapo Abiodun inaugurates new luxury buses that run on compressed natural gas to alleviate the suffering of the people. More commendations pour in for Governor Dapo Abiodun over the construction of the Ogun Agro-cargo airport, this time from the Chief of Staff to the President, Right Honorable Femi Ajabiamila. We'll also take you on a ride to Ogun West Senatorial District to see the different road projects initiated by the state government under the leadership of Prince Dapo Abiodun. We have details of these and more in a moment. Let's begin with our first story. One of the promises Governor Dapo Abiodun made to the people of Ogun State when he assumed office in 2019 is that he would prioritize their needs, ensure that he brings government closer to them and alleviate their sufferings. More than 5 years down the line, those promises are becoming a reality, particularly in the transportation sector. You may have heard about plans by the government to introduce buses that are powered by compressed natural gas, CNG, instead of petrol. And while that is currently in the pipeline, Governor Dapo Abiodun has taken the lead in this regard by introducing the CNG buses to the transportation system in Ogun State. Now the buses are almost everywhere in the state, transporting commuters, including those in border towns, to their destination at a lower cost, especially now that there is scarcity of petrol. We find this quite exciting, and here is the story.
Fuel subsidy removal, a necessary decision for the federal government, but a bitter pill for the masses to swallow. The decision didn't come easy. Acceptance was fought by critical stakeholders, including the labor movement. But the deed has been done, and finding an alternative to cushion the impact of the subsidy removal became imperative. But one leader who had the foresight to think ahead of others, conceptualize and implement a strategic policy in the interest of everyone, particularly the indigent citizens of his state, is Prince Dapo Abiodun, the governor of Ogun State. While everyone pondered the idea of substituting petrol with a more affordable alternative, compressed natural gas was nationally considered a cheaper option. Governor Abiodun immediately embraced his option by facilitating the introduction of CNG buses into the state's transportation system.
we strategically and proactively formulated our Ogun State energy transition policy, and what you are witnessing today is the commencement of the implementation of that policy. We're doing that by deploying the use of our compressed natural gas fuel mass transit buses and our e-mobility for our motorcycles and tricycles. These are better, they are more efficient in terms of consumption of fuel to cost, they are cleaner, and they are a more sustainable means of transportation anywhere in the world, and we are starting that in Ogun State, being the first state in Nigeria.
The acceptance of this alternative seemed far-fetched initially, but Governor Abiodun was determined to go all out to prove to everyone that it was indeed possible to break away from the norm and set the pace for others to follow.
It's a very efficient mode of transportation. First of all, I will let you know that one of the things that has been driving the interest in CNG today is the subsidy removal policy of the federal government. And as a result of that subsidy removal, obviously the fuel costs, the traditional fuel costs went up, and CNG, of course, was seen as a way of dampening the cost of fueling buses, and therefore the cost of bus services to passengers.
The aftermath of his hard work, research, reconnaissance and commitments to succeed led to the signing of a Memorandum of Understanding with Ashok Leyland of India for the supply of CNG mass transit buses to Ogun State.
For us to develop a multimodal transportation system for Ogun State that will further the socio-economic advancement and development of our state and improve the prosperity of the citizens of Ogun State. We had engaged with the United Kingdom Foreign and Commonwealth Development Office in the UK and had entered into a partnership arrangement with them to assist the state in developing a transportation policy.
At the flag-off ceremony to officially commission the buses for public use, Governor Dapo Abiodun did not mince words as he expressed confidence that the buses would provide the needed respite for commuters within the state capital. Those living in boundary communities with Lagos divert attention from the dominant use of petrol and also help the country maximize the use of its abundant natural gas, currently being fled at most of its refineries across the country.
This is yet another successful public-private sector partnership with our partners called Spiro, a company that has successfully deployed this in other parts of West African sub-region. We have earmarked some of these buses, to operate between Mowe, Ibanfo, to Baga in Lagos, because that corridor we see is a very heavily congested corridor. That is where we border Lagos, and we see a lot of cross-border migration, particularly those that are going to work in the morning and those that are coming back in the evening. So some of these buses will be conveying our people conveniently from the Redeem Mowe corridor all the way to Ojolubaga.
The initiative is obviously welcomed by everyone in the state. Stakeholders and representatives of trade union movements and traditional rulers applaud the adoption of the CNG buses and urge Governor Abiodun to extend these private vehicles.
To appreciate the Governor of Ogun State and your cabinet for this laudable initiative and for this project being ready to be given to workers in the Ogun State. Without no doubt, this bus being given to workers will ease off the trauma of transportation.
They are already on the right path. Torí ìgbàgbọ́ wà nípa ìdíje yìí kò ṣe kọ́ kékeré. A lot is happening in our country. No fault of our state government. No fault of the federal government, because the economy of the country needs to take a shape. Ó lè tó dá ó láti rí bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn. Irú àwọn báyìí ló lè rọ àwọn èèyàn ní ọrùn tó mọ kí ní pé ẹ ronú dára pé irú bọ́ọ̀sì jẹ́ pé gáàsì máa pàwà yìí nǹkan gidi ni.
Road transport master plan in the nation, we can say that with our two shares, putting our shares as the most outstanding roadmap transport plan. So we welcome this because it is affordable and it is not as dangerous as explosives, because it does not emit carbon dioxide, which is harmful and causing greenhouse effect. We thank His Excellency for doing this for us, because we are the operators, we use these vehicles everything. We thank you, Your Excellency. This definitely is a major step, and I think even the federal government is looking at something like this for what we see, and of course, meaning that the Gateway State, Ogun State, under President Abiodun, are taking a lead again in one of the many leads in finding solutions of the challenges that we have.
The governor and his team then take a drive around the state capital, Abeokuta. The reception they receive during the drive is endearing, as the people wave and commend the governor for this initiative. Let's take a ride on some of the buses as they formally begin operation. The CNG buses conveniently transport commuters from designated bus stops on the outskirts of the town to the city center, particularly civil servants working at the state government secretariat.
Is fast compared to other downfall buses. The prices are different. You can't compare 700 to 300. To me, the more reason why I'm always encouraged is not because of the money, but because of the relationship with the staff. Majority of them are very friendly.
The yellow buses do for 400, 500, depending. If there are crises, like they do for 700 at times. But in the case where there are not too many passengers on the road, they do for 400, 500. But we've been a big choice for them ever since we started this operation. But before they were doing 400, but ever since we came around, they were forced to bring down their price. So we are like a major choice for the yellow buses operator.
Moving to the border communities between Ogun and Lagos states, the CNG buses pick commuters from Mowe, Ibafo and Magboro in the early hours of the day to Berger and motorways areas of Lagos at a cheaper rate. The CNG buses are obviously credible and visible alternatives for these commuters.
It's more better because of the price one, the time factor. They are into time. You are there, you see them, they are coming. As soon as one load, another one will be coming, another one will be coming. So it's okay.
It's safe. I save a lot from it. Initially, the other bus fare do take 600, 500, at times 700. But this is 300 every day, so I do take it. And if I'm coming back at times too, I stop at 7 Up, bought it again to Mowe. I've been making use of it since it has commenced. So thank God for the good job the government is doing for us. I really appreciate them a lot.
Besides reducing transportation costs, the introduction of CNG buses has led to other achievements in Ogun State's transportation sector. Governor Abiodun has, yet again, successfully reduced the unemployment rate in the state with the employment of drivers, bus assistants, ticket sellers, mechanics, and others trained to maintain the CNG buses.
I want to assure every resident of Ogun State that government appreciates that these are very difficult times that we're all going through, and we're all dealing with this very trying period. I promise you that we will leave no stone unturned and ensure that we provide the needed support and relief to the generality of our people.
As other states consider similar initiatives, Governor Abiodun has proven yet again that he is not just a leader of words, but of actions, earning commendation from the people of Ogun State, who hail his commitment to the state's motto, Omo Ogun, Ise Ya.
I bet you would love to ride in one of those CNG buses. Moving on to our next story. After several years of battling with neglect and continuous damage to vehicles, loss of lives and property, some major roads in Ogun West Senatorial District are now wearing new looks, and the people can now heave a sigh of relief. That's because Governor Dapo Abiodun's government has intervened at different levels. So on this episode of Gateway Diary, we'll look at the various road infrastructure projects initiated and completed by Governor Dapo Abiodun's government in the Senatorial District, and the ones that are currently under construction, particularly in the Agbara-Aton-Lusanda area of the state.
This is Agbara, home to many of Nigeria's industries and the economic cornerstone of the Gateway State. Before 2019, the majority of the roads in Agbara were in a deplorable state. Businesses were largely affected and many residents complained of outright neglect. However, relief came their way after Governor Dapo Abiodun embarked on the immediate rehabilitation and construction of major roads, especially those that fall under the purview of the state government and have a direct impact on the lives of the people and businesses in the area.
Ogun State has been said to have gotten more foreign direct investments than any other state in this country in the last 1 year. And that has been made possible by the cooperation of you KBACs, those of us in government, and your subjects. So I want to implore with you that cooperation that we've been enjoying with you, let us sustain it. Because it's with such level of cooperation that we can have socio-economic development.
Today, the narrative is gradually changing with new roads springing up almost on a daily basis, courtesy of a government that feels the pulse of the people and responds to their yearnings. All these roads spread across Ogun West Senatorial District are now motorable, and the people have been commending the state government. One road that has been a major concern for Governor Dapo Abiodun's government in Ogun West Senatorial District is the Aton-Agbara-Lusada Road, spanning about 20 kilometers. This road is currently being reconstructed and handled by top-flight engineers due to the topography of the area and heavy vehicular movement.
The Agbara area probably is the biggest industrial area in Nigeria. So when we embark on the project 2021/2022, unfortunately we started in the rainy season. So things got slowed down, and also at the same time when we start getting into gear, cost of material increase. Contractors said there's no way they can keep up with the rate of inflation and cost of material to do it at the same, at the same price. So we went through the process of evaluating what we need to do. So as of today, the contractor is back on site, working tirelessly to get things moving. I can assure you, within the next 4 months, you'll be able to drive from Aton to Agbara on asphalted road, at least on one side.
The road is well equipped with standard drainage system to ward off erosion, while the engineers are working hard to meet the required standards prescribed by the state government. Governor Dapo Abiodun and his deputy are regular visitors here, monitoring the pace of the project and ensuring that they comply with the stipulated standards.
There can be meaningful development in an atmosphere of insecurity, in an atmosphere of uncertainty, where there's no infrastructure. That is why we are deeply committed to providing, purposeful and visionary, inclusive infrastructure across the length and breadth of this state. So you can see what we've done within the last 30 months.
These new roads have obviously reduced travel time and increased business opportunities in the area. Now more than ever, more communities across the state are interconnected through these link roads.
They are trying. To do road is not an easy thing, but they are trying for us. Compared to where I parked to this area, 2016. But the time I park here, the road was single. From here down to Agbara, you can spend like 2 hours before getting to Agbara, but now it's not like that. So we are praying for our government to still continue and be doing it, and God will bless them. So the road is better than before. So it's not like before. They are trying. Our government is trying for us.
This is Agbara Road. We thank God, we thank our Governor Dapo Abiodun by doing this Agbara Road to Aton. This road have already spoiled since many years. So we can thank our governor now. He's remember us to do this road. And we can see that all these the road workers, they are there doing the work. So Governor, we thank you very much.
While Governor Dapo Abiodun is promising never to drop the ball, he is clearly walking his talk and ensuring that he fulfills his campaign promises to the people and takes Ogun State to a height that makes the state enviable among the Committee of States in Nigeria.
Just before we go, let's tell you that the Ogun Agro-cargo Airport is one of the signature projects of the Dapo Abiodun administration, and since its completion, the airport has been attracting more investors and important personalities to the state. Business owners and residents of the host community are already looking forward to the takeoff of business activities in the area. The latest commendation is coming from the Chief of Staff to the President and former Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, who is the latest visitor to the international facility. We captured the moment.
Vice President Kashim Shettima arrives at the Gateway Agro-cargo Airport in Iperu, Ogun State, where he is received by Governor Dapo Abiodun and other top government officials. Also present to welcome him were the Chief of Staff to the President, Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, Ogun Central Senator Shoaibu Afolabi Salisu, and other top government officials. It It's the first time the former Speaker of the House of Representatives is visiting the Gateway Agro-cargo Airport, and he commends Governor Dapo Abiodun's transformational plan for Ogun State.
You know, what you see is what you get, and each time I come here, I see what is happening, especially in terms of infrastructural development, and I give kudos to His Excellency the Governor. Coming here today, and this is my first time at the airport, I've heard so much about it. He's so proud of it. You know, it's one thing to put your money somewhere to do something and do it for the sake of doing it. But when you do something and you believe in it and you have a passion for what you're doing, the output, the product is different because you put your all in it. And that's what I see here.
After taking a walk around the facility, Honorable Bajabiamila concludes that Ogun State is obviously on the verge of actualizing its potential as Nigeria's industrial capital.
When I was in National over the years, I know several states in the southwest that tried and struggled to build airports that were nowhere half this size, and they were not able to do it. So, I mean, it's without taking anything away from them, it's commendations all the way for the governor. Supposedly, from what I understand, it also has the longest runway, and you know what that means. So all in all, we have to give kudos.
The Ogun Agro-cargo Airport stands as the flagship project of Governor Dapo Abiodun's administration, featuring the longest runway in Nigeria, latest technological infrastructure, and set for immediate flight operations. Governor Dapo Abiodun is optimistic that with this monumental infrastructure, Ogun State will ascend to an enviable economic stature, setting a benchmark for other states in the country to emulate.
And that's the show today, everyone. Thank you so much for spending your time with us, and I hope you enjoyed every bit of it as much as I did. Join us next time for another interesting package. Until then, I am Victoria Oniaye. It's bye for now.